Hello friends! The Abbott family faced unimaginable horrors in a quiet place. Now, forced to venture into the unknown, they must confront the terrors that lie beyond the sand path, and discover that the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats lurking in this new world. If you haven't watched the first part of A Quiet Place movie, I invite you to watch it and come back so you can understand the story better. So I put the link in the description below. Evelyn, Marcus, and Reagan will fight for survival in a desperate struggle for silence, forever changed by the loss of their father, Lee. Don't miss A Quiet Place Part 2, a thrilling new chapter in their fight for survival. The story begins on a seemingly ordinary day. We follow Lee Abbott, a father, as he drives into town to buy some oranges. At the store, there are hints of something strange. Toys depicting rockets and spaceships catch Lee's eye. The shopkeeper is glued to the news, reporting on an unusual explosion in China, possibly a bomb. Lee continues his journey to a park where his wife Evelyn is playing with their youngest son Beau. The whole family is there to watch their eldest son Marcus play baseball. Lee sits down next to their daughter Reagan, who is deaf, and they greet their friend Emmett and his sons nearby. The game seems normal at first. Emmett's son hits a home run, and everyone is cheering him on. He dives safely into the final base, with the crowd and Emmett shouting for him to slide. Reagan uses sign language to show Emmett how to say dive. Everything appears happy and carefree. Back at the baseball field, Marcus' turn to bat arrives. His mom and brother wish him good luck. However, the tension starts to build as Marcus misses the first two pitches. Suddenly, everyone's attention is captured by a large object streaking across the sky. It's a meteor, unlike anything they've seen before. The game comes to a halt, and people begin to rush for their cars and homes, confused and scared. Here's the shocking twist. The seemingly random meteor wasn't a natural phenomenon at all. It's the arrival of something far more sinister. While the Abbott family is separated, Lee with Reagan and Evelyn with the boys, deadly creatures from outer space emerge from the object and begin attacking people in the street. This peaceful day at the baseball game has turned into a horrific nightmare. The story picks up right after the terrifying events of the first movie, A Quiet Place. It's day 474, a long time since the world became a dangerous place. The Abbott family, Mom Evelyn, her deaf daughter Reagan, and son Marcus, are struggling to survive. They recently welcomed a newborn baby boy, but their happiness is tinged with sadness. Their father, Lee, heroically died protecting them from the monstrous creatures that hunt by sound. They also lost their other son, Beau, earlier to a noisy toy. Their current home is no longer safe. It's engulfed in flames and floodwaters. With remarkable courage, Mom dives underwater in the cellar to find a much-needed oxygen tank for the baby. Meanwhile, Reagan, resourceful as ever, grabs a device that can be used to create a loud, piercing noise to ward off the creatures. The family must leave everything behind. They walk barefoot on a special sand path created by their father to muffle their steps. The baby is tucked away in a soundproof box made of blankets and connected to the oxygen tank through a mask. Everything hinges on staying quiet. Suddenly, disaster strikes. Mom's bag gets caught on a fence, creating a noise that breaks the silence. Then, to make matters worse, Marcus steps on a bear trap, the excruciating pain erupting into a scream. This is a nightmare scenario. The sound attracts a creature. Thinking fast, Reagan uses her special device to unleash a blast of screeching noise that disorients the monster. Mom joins the fight, bravely shooting the creature. Exhausted but determined, they escape into a deserted building. There, they encounter a stranger who becomes their unlikely savior. He leads them to a hidden room underground, a soundproof haven where noise cannot penetrate. It's a chance to rest and regroup, a precious moment of safety in a world turned upside down. Finding a moment of quiet in the underground shelter, the stranger introduces himself. It's Emmett, someone Evelyn remembers from the past. He explains they can't stay long, there just aren't enough supplies to share. The reunion is laced with sorrow. Evelyn learns Emmett lost his sons on the very first day of the alien invasion, a horrifying introduction to the new reality. His wife Lola also passed away recently, succumbing to illness while they were hiding in the basement. The grief is heavy, and Emmett blames himself for not being able to save her. Evelyn wonders why Emmett never reached out before. After all, they used to be friends, and the Abbott family desperately searched for any sign of survivors. Emmett reveals a shocking truth: there aren't many good people left. The survivors he encountered turned out to be cruel and selfish. Disillusioned, Emmett lost faith in humanity. While Marcus rests from his bear trap injury, Reagan tries to find a beacon of hope on the radio. Flicking through the static, they stumble upon a faint melody, the song, Across the Sea, playing on repeat. This discovery throws everything into question. Why didn't Lee ever mention it? Emmett explains the radio signal is too weak to reach their valley home. He and Lola only picked it up after moving to this new location. Reagan, a quick thinker, realizes the music is coming from a nearby island, just a day's walk away. This ignites a spark of hope. She hatches a daring plan with Marcus. Reagan believes she can use her hearing aid to create a high-frequency noise that weakens the creatures. If she can reach a radio station, she can broadcast this sound, giving everyone a weapon against the aliens. It's a chance to turn the tide and create a safer world. Marcus, scared for his sister, is hesitant. He doesn't want her to risk her life on a dangerous trek across unknown territory. Reagan is resolute. She believes this is what their father, Lee, would have done. Driven by this conviction, and fearing being stopped by her mother, Reagan decides to act alone. Leaving a cryptic message on the radio, "Keep listening," she embarks on a solo journey towards the island, determined to find a way to fight back. The discovery of Reagan missing throws the family into a panic. Evelyn pleads with Emmett to go after her daughter, her voice thick with desperation. Emmett hesitates, clinging to his jaded view of humanity. But Evelyn's words strike a chord. She reminds him of Lee's bravery and Reagan's unwavering spirit, the very qualities Emmett has deemed absent in the world. This awakens a flicker of hope within him, and he agrees to bring Reagan back. Meanwhile, Reagan, on her solo mission, reaches a deserted train station. The scene is grim, littered with the remains of those who couldn't escape. Driven by purpose, she searches for a first aid kit, but gets spooked by a fallen skeleton, letting out a scream that shatters the silence. This attracts a terrifying alien creature. Reagan finds herself cornered, fumbling with her hearing aid and a shotgun in a desperate attempt to fight back. Just in the nick of time, Emmett arrives and blasts the creature away. They take refuge in a nearby office, the tension thick. Reagan is furious. She questions Emmett's motives, unsure if he truly wants to help or just bring her back to the safety of their cramped hideout. Emmett listens to Reagan's plan, the plan that could change everything. He realizes the opportunity he almost let slip away. His wife Lola's death had left him numb, but Reagan's determination reignites a spark of purpose within him. He decides to stand by Reagan and help her complete her mission. Back at their shelter, Evelyn faces another difficult choice. Marcus needs medicine, and the baby's oxygen supply is running low. Leaving a scared Marcus behind, she ventures out to get the necessary supplies. Her journey takes her down a familiar path, past the makeshift memorial for Beau. Grief washes over her as she touches his picture and leaves behind her wedding ring, a symbolic gesture of love and loss. Back at Hideout, after getting the baby to sleep, Marcus exits the bunker and explores the compound. The camera cuts to the baby's oxygen tank, the gauge for which is in the red zone, since it is running low. Heading upstairs, Marcus finds a room covered in drawings of Emmett's sons. Behind some curtains separating a section of the room, he finds a dead body half composed, probably Lola, lying in a bed. This startles him and he accidentally knocks a few objects over, alerting a nearby alien to his location. In the ensuing chaos, Marcus grabs the baby and rushes towards the soundproof vault. He manages to get inside with the baby just as the alien approaches, but in his haste, he forgets a crucial detail: the towel meant to keep the latch silent is missing. The vault door slams shut, locking them both inside. With no way to open it from the inside, they are trapped, completely unaware of the approaching danger. As night falls, Reagan and Emmett reach a dock, desperately searching for a boat to take them to the island. A sense of hope flickers when they see a young girl, but it quickly vanishes. Emmett approaches her cautiously, only to be caught in a trap. Suddenly, a group of wild, unfriendly people appear. They bind Emmett in netting, attaching noisy bottles to him. They even snatch Reagan's backpack and hearing aid, her most crucial tool. The situation looks bleak as they drag Reagan away. Thinking fast, Emmett realizes their only chance is escape. He makes a silent signal to Reagan, "Dive." With a burst of energy, he struggles against the netting, creating a loud distraction. In the chaos, he manages to grab the man who took Reagan's hearing aid. Just then, the monstrous creatures arrive, drawn to the commotion. They attack the dock, killing some of the wild people. Emmett is still grappling with the man when another creature approaches, attracted by the clinking bottles. With no other choice, Emmett dives into the water. The man is left behind, meeting a gruesome end at the hands of the creature. Underwater, Emmett can't stay hidden forever. The creature detects him and leaps into the water in pursuit. But there's a twist, these creatures can't swim. The alien thrashes about helplessly, eventually drowning. Just when all hope seems lost, a small boat appears. Relief washes over him as he sees Reagan's hand reaching out. He clambers aboard, revealing Reagan's hearing aid hidden in his mouth all along. With the noose finally removed, they set sail towards the island, a beacon of hope on the horizon. Back at the hideout, things are dire. Trapped in the soundproof vault, Marcus struggles to breathe. The oxygen monitor on his wrist shows a critical level, urging him to open the door. Panicked and weak, he tries but fails. Exhausted, he gives up hope. Meanwhile, Evelyn returns with the supplies, only to encounter a screeching monster. In a desperate attempt to fight back, she shoots an oxygen tank, hoping to cause an explosion. While the alien remains unharmed, the sprinklers are triggered by the blast. The sudden downpour creates a white noise that helps Evelyn navigate around the creature and get back to the basement. Evelyn manages to squeeze into the vault with Marcus and the baby, just as the creature slams against the door. They are trapped, the terrifying alien waiting just outside. Meanwhile, a glimmer of light emerges for Reagan and Emmett. They reach the island and discover a community thriving there. These people have managed to isolate themselves on the island, creating a safe haven. The reason for their success is shocking. The government discovered the creature's weakness. They can't swim. Tragedy strikes, however, as one of the creatures manages to reach the island on another boat. Panic ensues as the monster attacks, leaving a trail of destruction, but Reagan and Emmett devise a plan. They lure the creature towards the radio station, hoping to trap it. The creature continues to chase after their car. Then it climbs on the car and tries to attack them by tearing the roof. Inside the station, the horrifying showdown unfolds. When Emmett asks the man for the key to the radio station, the man says, "I should be with my family." Just then the creature pulls him away. The creature lunges at Emmett, inflicting a painful wound. But Reagan is quick thinking. She switches the radio frequency, replacing the music with the high-pitched sound from her hearing aid. Just as the creature attacks her, the sound weakens it significantly. Reagan seizes the opportunity and strikes the creature down with a pole. Back at the hideout, a miracle occurs. Marcus picks up the sound on the radio, the same sound that weakens the creature. With newfound determination, he uses it to his advantage. As the monster outside attacks the vault door, Marcus blasts the sound through the radio. Weakened and disoriented, the creature becomes an easy target. Marcus grabs a gun and fires the final shot, eliminating the threat. The movie ends with a bittersweet mix of emotions. Reagan and Emmett find refuge on the island, a community where life seems almost normal again. Evelyn and Marcus remain trapped in the vault, but they are no longer helpless. They have a weapon, the knowledge of the creature's weakness. Thank you so much for staying until now. If you like this movie, don't forget to like and subscribe. We will meet again in another interesting movie.